Introducing Courses and Classes. Episode 3 of the English for Teaching Purposes course, produced by the Servei de Llengües at the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona.
Want to get students into the subject from day one? Try with daring, fierce introductions that awaken people's natural curiosity. But that's only day one. The remaining 20, 30, 40 days are also important. Let's start with course introductions. Which are nothing but the first ever encounter with students in the classroom setting. There are amazing examples of course introductions online. From Yale's Shelley Kagan's informal and distended introduction to his worldwide known course on death, to Marian Diamond's anatomy lectures at Berkeley, and Paul Bloom's opening to his introductory psychology course at Yale. Find some time to have a look at these great classes. Just follow the links posted below this video to gain access to their video lessons. Although these teacher styles are incredibly different, they all have something in common. They are clear and to the point. They include essential information to follow the course. They present the interesting, enticing parts of the course. They summarize the contents of the course. They mention aspects of the course their students may find interesting. But above all, they have a welcoming attitude. They make use of humor. They sell their course. Regardless of what you teach, what your assumptions about learning are, or what your teaching style is, it is important that all the previous aspects appear in your introductions, and don't forget the contents that follow. Your name and the different channels available for students to get in touch with you. It is perfectly normal that you include more information about yourself. A presentation of the course's syllabus. Since many of your students won't have read the syllabus on their own, it might be interesting to go over some of the most important contents with them. A discussion on the relevance of the course. Students always benefit from understanding the rationale behind the design of their majors. And if you teach an elective or optional subject, it is important that the students understand how your contents branch out to reach their interests. A clear explanation of the assessment system. Students want to know how their performance is going to be measured in any of their classes. And you, as a teacher, want them to have this information from the start. A brief introduction to all the class resources. Most universities have virtual campuses and most teachers use them to post materials and to communicate with their classes. However, some teachers still feel more comfortable doing things their own way. If you're one of those people, day one is the right time to show students where they should go if they want to keep up with the course. There seem to be 4 strategies to introduce classes that are favored by most lecturers. Let's take a look at them. The outline or summary introduction. Teachers usually summarize the contents of the class so students know what to expect from the lesson. The recap introduction. In recap introductions, teachers go over the contents covered in the previous lesson or lessons. They usually do it to remind students of the point of departure for that lesson. Many teachers bring a slide for support, or they use the board. The by the way introduction. There are teachers who enjoy bringing their subjects down to earth, and so they take with them articles they have found in newspapers or videos they have found in the media, or they talk about conversations they had with real people who are not experts. This is extremely interesting for students, and it grounds the subject into real life. The jump in the water introduction. That is, walk in, greet the students, and start the lesson. Although they are not very popular, these no introductions are very useful for certain kinds of content or for teaching strategies that would be supported by them or for learning goals. Try and think of your own subjects and see how you could use these introductions in your classes to get to a certain point. Any greeting will do as long as you feel comfortable with it. Some choices are more popular than others, like "Welcome to Maths 101" to open a course, and the more ordinary "Good morning, afternoon, or evening" when classes are running. Referring to previous classes. The most common expressions include "in our last class," "last week." If you need to trace the path the subject has described so far, you can use expressions like "up to this point," "thus far," "so far," summarizing the content to come. When announcing the content of a lesson, you may want to use expressions like "today we will deal with," "our class today will be about," "today's topics are," "in today's class we'll cover," or "the goal of this class is," or the more emphatic, "what we'll deal with today," or "what we're going to do today." Remember to keep your introductions short. Remember that what's interesting is what comes afterwards.